Hello and welcome to Airgun Ace. I am Tanner, joined today by my friend and colleague Brad.
How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Now, Brad normally hosts the YouTube channel Backfire, but he's here guest starring on the review for the Umarex Gauntlet. So, Brad, you are into firearms quite a bit, but firearms aren't quite air guns. So, what were your thoughts and impressions as you were shooting this guy?
I think this one was the one that shot the tightest groups that I was able to shoot with it, and it pretty consistently was hitting the same hole for the most part. You get probably around like a 1/4 inch MOA at 25 yards, and that's even with a little bit of wind we had today when we were shooting it. So, I mean, it's definitely an accurate shooting gun.
Amen. This air gun is definitely worth the cost.
Right.
It costs about $300, which for a PCP is actually really not all that much.
Yeah.
Most PCPs are way higher than that, but for what you're getting with this gun, it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, the quality build, you got the adjustable cheek pad here, the cheek weld, and same with, like, you know, as far as some of the others that are in a higher price point, the stock isn't as well built and stuff, but not a big deal. I mean, the way that this thing shoots for $300 is fantastic. And it's just so easy to shoot.
Especially since there's no kickback at all.
Yeah.
A lot of air guns, because they have internal moving parts, will jump into your shoulder and then jump out of your shoulder. Because the only moving parts are a teeny tiny bit that opens a valve. There's no kick.
Yeah, the recoil on this is pretty much nil. It's not there. And the ease of use again is just with the magazine that you can load that holds 10 shots. It's just, you can sit there and fire all day. So if you got 10 squirrels lined up in front of you, you can probably shoot 10 squirrels pretty dang quick.
Amen. This is the magazine he's talking about. It holds 10 shots. You just slide it in here. It fits like a glove. Sometimes if you don't set it just right, the bolt will catch on it. So be sure when you're shooting this gun, be sure to be aware of that. Another nice feature of this gun is the trigger. Now it is a bit longer than some of the other high quality air guns that we've shot, but relative to most other air guns, this is a really nice trigger.
Yeah.
It's light.
It doesn't have a lot of creep in it. It's overall a pretty dang good trigger. It's light enough that you're not going to be torquing when you're shooting the air rifle. The only thing that I kind of dislike on it is the way the safety's set up.
Yeah.
It's a little different. Took me a second to get used to it because you actually have to flip it around to get it onto fire.
This is what he's talking about right here. When it's on safe, it comes out over the trigger guard. When it's on fire, you swing it around to the front, which can feel a little awkward. You gotta torque your hand a little bit.
Right.
But I remember, Brad, not the first, but one of the last times that I was there when you shot this gun, you were really genuinely surprised by how light that trigger was.
Yeah, it's very light and it's smooth. It's very smooth. So, again, it is a great trigger. And one thing I do want to also mention on the bolt is when you're pulling that bolt back, this bolt is a little tougher than any of the others that I've shot with it that have that same bolt action.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. The first time I was shooting this gun, that caught me by surprise. And so be aware of that. Just make sure you get enough force behind it to pull the bolt all the way back. Otherwise, it'll be kind of awkward for you. Other than that, this gun is really nice. It's got a shrouded barrel right up here. About this far in is where the barrel ends. Past that is actually built-in silencer, which brings this gun down to about 91 decibels, which is really quiet. That's about as loud as a slammed door, which might sound loud, but as far as guns and air guns go, That's a whisper. That's
Yeah,
really
it's
quiet.
pretty quiet, really quiet. And I mean, the engineering and building and build quality on this is really good. All right, so yeah, it comes with the dovetail here, and we added the pick rail on here to with our scope, and which is really, really nice because this is a gun that you can shoot out 25, 50 yards and be pretty darn accurate. So I think that's a must if you're going to be shooting this gun a lot, is spend the extra couple dollars to put a pick rail on it and get a good scope.
This gun, the tank has about 3,000 psi in it, which is average for a PCP, and so you'll be getting quite a bit of shots considering the regulator comes in at about 1,150 psi. So you can get dozens and dozens and dozens of useful shots out of this gun before you find yourself needing to refill with a scuba tank. And not only that, but your shots are consistent. With that regulator, you will consistently be getting 830 FPS, I believe, is what we've been shooting this gun at with the pellets we've been using, and it's wonderful.
Yep.
So, again, this is a gun that I love. I'm confident you'll love it. Thanks for watching Airgun News.